Hey guys, it's Willow. I'm here with Willow 2, one of my alts, and I wanted to give you an update on her as you really haven't seen much of her in quite a while. So I wanted to show you the progress that she has made and the upcoming plans that I have for her for 2 times weekend, and just kind of update you on her stats. And she's doing extremely well on metallics. As you can see on the right hand side, she's at 1,138 out of 1,200. She has been getting a ton of cloned mets as well. In fact, just today she got a 4 clone, which was the first time I'd ever seen that on any of my accounts. And it gave the obsidian, the titanium, and then 2 ingots. So that was really cool to see. But yeah, so let's just run through everything. I'll give you a quick update on her stats and then tell you about her mining progress and my plans for this weekend. So let's start in regards to metallics. I know a lot of you are at this point in the game where you are metallic hunting. And of course, I've done some videos on the early stage of metallic hunting, but this kind of will give you a glimpse in what it looks like towards the end. So right now, the rune wall here, we have that at 1.185. That goes up to 1.2. Here in the Grove, I have taken her metallic luck to 158 clicks of metallic luck out of 200. I have kept it there for a long time, and she's been doing very well, so I haven't felt the need to increase that any further. As we get down towards the end, as we get closer to that 1,200, I will make that decision at that time. Let's go ahead and see what her clone luck is, because like I said, I've been getting a lot of cloned metallics for her, so I think it will be good for you to see what her percent is at. So her clone luck is 3.7, and 3.7 is actually where I had my main account, where I had Willow for a very long time until I had completed everything and was just focusing on upgrades. So 3.7 is a really good place to be, in my opinion. That's where I've had now my main and second account. As you can see, she does not yet have the last level of the lab. We will get to that when we're ready, but she does have metal clusters and recursive cloning. So speaking of the lab, let's take a look at that. Okay, so looking at the lab, when you're hunting metallics, there are a couple things that you may want to consider as being important. Of course, clone luck is going to be important. That's going to help you with getting cloned metallics and also cloned shinies. And then your metallic luck, of course, is super important. So you can see as I scroll up here, every single level of clone luck I have activated, and every single level of metallic luck is selected. This one right here, I always mention this in every video where I talk about metallics. This metallic discovery luck, I have had huge success with that on my main account. So that definitely is something that you want to consider as you work your way down to your last metallics. That is going to help you find those last hard to find metallics for sure. Now let's look here at our stats. So currently my metallic luck is 1 in 23k with all of those things that I just showed you. All right, so heading back to the mine now, we're going to talk about mining, and I am going to preface this by saying that there are so many different ways that you can go about mining, and it really depends on your preparation from the start, how many titaniums you have in each rarity, and which rarity of metallics that you focus on. So what I mean by that is, with my alt accounts, I have been very patient with them. As you can see here, was very patient in finding all of the titaniums in common and uncommon and almost all of them in rare. This takes a lot of time and a lot of patience. So in the early stages, it's really good to build up this core of your common and uncommon titaniums and try to get the majority of them. The reason I suggest you do that is because mining the common egg is going to take the most amount of time. It's when you're at your lowest point as far as income, your strikes, you're focusing on building everything up. So even though you have a 100% strike luck on this egg, you're going to be mining this egg for a very long time. So getting as many of these titaniums as you can is important, because once you have found all of the common titaniums, that now opens the doorway for you to get all of the common giants. Now over here you can see that I have 100% on the uncommon egg, and that is because I have found every common giant So because of that, it made my uncommon giant egg 100%. Now, the question is, should you wait until this is 100% to move over to the uncommon egg? And the answer to that is probably not. In most cases, it's best to try to move over to the next egg when you're at about 50 to 70%. And the reason that you want to do that, and yes, you will not hit the egg every single time, you won't get stones every single time, but the advantage of doing it that way is that you want to try to get a full team of the higher giant type, because that's going to help you to increase your income. That way you can go backwards, you can go back to the common egg, you will now be making more gold. So that means that you would be able to potentially turn on an additional lever to aid you in your hunt for common giants. So that is kind of the trend that you want to follow, and that I followed as I worked my way up. So once I got to say 50 to 60% on the rare egg, I started to mine that rare egg until I was able to fill in a full team of rare giants, including a few shinies. Then once I was at 50% on the epic egg, I did the same thing and ended up now with an almost full team of epics. And of course, these rare shinies. Now, as you see over here, on the legendary egg, I am just under 50%. So the other day I decided I was going to give it a try. Looking at my metallics, at the time, I believe I only had 6 legendary titaniums when I attempted to hit the egg. And I was very fortunate and actually ended up getting 1 legendary giant when my odds were not that great. So I had less than 50% on the egg and less than 50% of my legendary titaniums. But I took a chance and I did successfully get 1 legendary giant. Now I continued on for the rest of that day and I did not get any more legendary giants. So I decided I had tried long enough and I went back to epic and tried to fill in more of those. Reason being is the more epics that I fill in, that is going to increase this percent here on the legendary egg. Now this weekend coming up is a 2 times gold weekend. So you see here 1.5 trillion per strike. I am currently making around 750 billion gold per second. So if you times that by 2, which 2 times gold weekend, that should put me right around the 1.5 T that I will need to mine the legendary egg. So that is where my plans for this weekend come into play. As you see, I'm generating legendary across the bottom here. I have disabled my egg luck and fuse luck, trying to give myself the most opportunities to fill in legendary titaniums before this weekend. So right now I have 10 out of 24, so we're almost at the halfway point, and that is going to be pretty good odds. I'm currently working on mining the epic egg, so if I can get this percent up to say 50 or 55 by the weekend, that will be even better. My goal by the end of 2 times weekend is to have a full legendary team. So my advice to you is to use 2 times gold weekends to your advantage. Plan ahead, okay? If you know that a 2 times weekend is coming up within a week, look at your giants, look at your titaniums, and try to map out a plan for you to advance yourself further in your giant hunt using that 2 times gold as an advantage. So let's go see what levers I will have on. And these are the 2 that I always recommend when you're hunting giants. And these are the 2 that I've had on pretty much the entire time that I have been hunting giants. So right now, I can afford to mine the epic egg with the pentastrike and the giant luck levers on. However, with my current gold intake, I can't afford those 2 levers on the legendary egg. That's why it's going to be so important that I use the 2 times gold weekend so I can mine that egg with these 2 levers on. So to mine the epic egg with those 2 levers on is going to cost 500 billion per strike. And in actuality, it's going to cost a little bit less than that because I do not have my mine speed at 1 per second, so it's going to cost a little bit less than that. But right now I'm making about 700 to 800 billion per second. So mining this egg with those levers on at this cost is actually going to allow me to accumulate gold and to make money. And then what am I going to do with that? I am going to use as much of that as I can to continue to increase my shiny wall. The reason I choose the shiny wall over damage wall at this point is because shiny giants are much more damage than regular giants. So if I can continue to also increase my shiny luck, that is going to help my damage of my my full team, and that will allow me to make more gold and potentially turn on more levers and get more successful giants. This is a technique I used with Willow. I was very dedicated to the shiny luck wall. As soon as I got it to, I would say around 4, that's when I really started to see an increase in shiny giants. So that is my goal with Willow 2, is to try to get her up to 4 on the shiny wall. So here I'll show you some of her pets. She currently has just about 50 million damage. She has 2 epic shiny and 4 rare shiny, and this legendary. So those are all really good pets that are helping her base damage. Here's the legendary butterfly. Also, you'll notice that she is mining with the yellow axe here that corresponds over there to the legendary egg. I just bought that recently, again in preparation of knowing that I wanted to mine the legendary egg this weekend. So always thinking ahead, you need to make your plan, think it through, think ahead, and make the use of that 2 times gold weekend. you can really advance your game if you make the most of that 2x gold weekend, but you have to really think it through and make sure that you have everything prepared in order to be successful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep trying for legendary metallics throughout the weekend. Hopefully come out of the 2x weekend with a full legendary giant team, and then I will go back and I will start filling in everything else. Now, one thing I will mention, if your metallic index looks anything like this, where you have 1 or 2 left in a rarity, I recommend that you dedicate a day or two to just going and standing at the egg and generating and hatching and trying to get that last one. Not necessary, but that was a technique that I used with my main account when I had just, maybe less than 5 left in a rarity. So once I get that full legendary team of giants, then I'm going to backtrack once again. I'm going to be generating rare till I get this last titanium that I need. Then I'll move on to filling in epic, ending finally with my whatever last remaining legendary titaniums that I may need. Also, once I get my full legendary giant team, I'm going to backtrack on mining as well. So there are, you can see I have all, again, the common and uncommon, but there are still a couple rare giants that I need to fill in. So if I work on filling in those, what that will do is it will improve my percent on the epic egg, so that once I complete the rares and I move to epic, I have a higher percentage. Once I fill in all of the epics, then I will have a higher percentage on the legendary. So that is my goal. Then hopefully by the next 2x weekend, I will be ready to move on to prodigious, ascended, and hopefully get all the way up to mythic and get my full mythic team. So my percentage on the epic egg is 85. So you can see when it says whiff, that means that you're not successfully hitting the egg. So 15% of the time you will not hit the egg, 85% of the time you will. And that means 85% of the time you have the chance of getting all the way up to a penta strike and then rolling for giant luck. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope that you found this video helpful to you in your either metallic hunt or your mining for giants. I want to thank my subscribers. I appreciate you all so much. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below. I will do my best to answer them, and hope you all have a great rest of your week and are looking forward to that 2x weekend. Take care, everyone. I will see you in the next video.